I mean, if we are talking about an investment that is worthwhile, yeah, that microphone is just the deal. I mean, I don't regret having bought it. It's so easy to set up. The audio quality is really good. Honestly, with the magnet, it doesn't fall. I can swing as hard as I want. Until now, it didn't fall. But we'll see in the future when start going after it a lot more. But yeah, that's kind of really a nice thing to have here. Now, I believe once I start filming on the golf course and so on, we might have some really nice shot. Anyway, so little update. We are 2 days in. I know that's kind of bizarre to talk about that, but yeah. So first day I went over, I believe, 100 calories deficit. Today I went. Yesterday I went 800 calories deficit. So far I'm kind of on track with, even though yesterday was a little under my 1,000 calories per day. The issue is, I believe on the first day I kind of overshoot. I said 1,000, but probably I was way lower than that. So that kind of was an issue where it was kind of tough as a first day. So since this is the first week, first of all, I want kind of ease myself into it and not really going too hard too quickly, because otherwise I will burn out. But yeah, we are on track. We are moving forward. Just the back to training, generally speaking, mean I am sore as fuck. My quads everywhere. Pretty much every single one of my muscles are sore. I mean, that's not a surprise given the fact that I'm eating ton of muscle every day. So, and there is also this idea of recovery. As I was expecting, recovery is mainly going to be the deciding factor of whether or not I'm going to be able to go through with that. But I believe I may have found some solution by kind of after this session, just really starting directly in the car when I'm going back home, listening to kind of relaxing music, and then just chilling, because my kind of evening routine is I come back home, then I kind of take all of that out of my car. And then after that, I actually download the footage from the sessions and make the edit, build the two montage of down the line, the two edits of down the line and face on. And once I'm done with that, I kind of go take a shower and start relaxing a little bit. But I realized that first of all, and that's something interesting. If I'm thinking that I'm going to watch a TV or some TV show and so on, what happens is I'm kind of anticipating this downtime. Because currently my daily routine is it's not that this is heavy, it's just that I have a lot of things to do which are not that complicated to do. But the fact that, I don't really have a time to just relax and chill, pretty much. But at the same time, what am I going to do when I'm relaxing and chilling? I'm just going to watch TV and TV shows. That's not really very valuable use of my time. So the way I'm kind of thinking about it right now is more, okay, I have all those things to do, which are not that complex, going to the gym and so on, and especially with the new routine I've put on, where I'm go boxing at first and then I finish with a nice pump on one specific muscle group. That kind of makes me want to go to the gym and make me feel good when I leave. And eating balls, I kind of like it, coming here, talking to you and so on. So pretty much my whole routine of the day is things that I like and that I know are valuable, that will help me reach the success I want. But this is kind of this almost, maybe I kind of have a dopamine addiction of social media, TV show and so on. and probably I'm kind of experiencing. I mean, I'm only 2 days in, but maybe that's because I'm very sensitive to everything that I feel. Maybe that's what I'm start feeling here, that the desire to all those things which I am addicted. And so basically all this process, if, and I'm not saying if because this will happen, I will go through with it, will progressively, I believe, replace dopamine by serotonin, I believe. I'm not sure if that's really the name, but there is an hormone when you do things that make kind of you feel good about yourself because you're proud of yourself for doing so. There is an hormone that is released about that. I believe that's serotonin, but I'm not sure. And so basically, all my routine is all of the things that Oh, sorry, I forgot to record the screen. Up, here we go. Are kind of all the things that I believe are important for me to do. I mean, in terms of magnitude, it's probably 10 times. I don't know, infinitely more important for me that I actually get things done for my business, for my golf training, and so on, rather than just chilling and watching TV. Even though resting is important, and there is a time and place for that, but I've been resting for the whole December, so that at the moment that's not the issue here. I can, and also I'm not going very heavy or having a volume per exercise at the gym that I cannot recover from. I pay very attention to that. I do a lot of exercises that are kind of tough on my cardiovascular and my endurance, and a little tough on my muscle and strength. So I need to recover from that. Just where am I aligned here? In the dark, that's kind of difficult. But yeah, I believe that's kind of it here. Anyway, so yeah, I need to manage all of that. But I already start, and that's something very funny when you want to lose fat. I already start feeling ever so slightly the desire to do a little less of everything because of the 2 days with a lot of deficit, caloric deficit. But as I told you, the deeper I'm going to go into that deficit, the more activity per day I need to do. So for the 1,000 reps workout that I told you about, I was doing the first 2 days only one round, because actually the first day I went over 3,200 calories of expenditure, so it was perfect. The next day yesterday I went 2,990 calories, so almost 3,000. That's not the goal, but because yesterday I kind of went a little easier. I said because the first day I went really hard. I was so pumped up of starting this training that I really wanted to go after it as hard as possible. So that's why I spent that much calories. But unfortunately, the next day I overcompensated and kind of went too light on the thing. Also, I ate a little more. So a little less calorie expended, a little more calorie intake, and I end up at 800 calories of deficit instead of my 1,000 that I was kind of looking for. But today, because what I do is I have a kind of a little bit of a slice of bread. So in the morning I go and take a bread in a boulangerie. And so I split it in two, and the first half I eat it during my brunch, my breakfast / brunch. And the second one, well, at the first day I didn't eat it because I thought that was too much, and because that's about 300 calories. The half, the total is 600. So I went first I didn't eat it because I thought this would put me too high in terms of calorie intake. But I didn't track it very accurately, so that was just a guess. Yesterday I didn't guess, I actually measured it and took it. And I ended up my day at 2,130 and something like that calories. And so I measured it, and I forgot the. And so yes, so generally I take it at my dinner time, which is about at 6 p.m. So but I realized that eating too much too early makes it difficult for me to adjust later at night before I'm going to bed, because I'm going to be starving and so on. I'm not. It definitely made it easier to eat it yesterday for the evening. I didn't really feel hungry or anything, but yeah, that's kind of difficult. When I arrive at home and I realize that I didn't spend enough energy, it's too late. I cannot spend more energy. I'm going to bed, and so I'm fucked. Where if I put that aside, you know what? I'm going to either eat it or not after training. Because with a full dinner, normally I should have quite enough energy to come here and actually train. And so I leave it there for later to see. That's where I believe that's going to be much easier to manage my 1,000 calorie deficit. Because the issue with the 1,000 calories deficit is if you go above that, that's really, really hard on your body. You start starving really hard, which was what happened on the first day. Well, here, so you want to be as close as possible to 1,000, but not overshooting, because you will start becoming you will start starving to death. So that's not what I want. So I want to be as close as possible on a daily basis from the goal here. Little chit chat here, trying to get things done. Yeah, and I found a lot of stuff also with the swing. Very interesting, actually. We are going to get there, but yeah, I'm really sore. That's insane. Yes, and I just forgot why I talked to you about a lot of that. Is when you're developing habits, when you get started, it feels difficult because it's more like a task than a habit. When a habit is built, it doesn't require any effort. You're just going through the motion. It takes generally 21 days. So the first 3 weeks are going to be me building that habit. And so that's why, even though I feel that's difficult to do all those things, in actual fact, they are not that difficult. It's just the resistance of my brain to actually do them. So that's why I try to ease myself into it as much as possible, to just feeling, just trying to enjoy every part of it. And as soon as it gets a little too hard, just chill. You know what? You're doing so much volume, that's okay if you're not going after it that hard. Because that's also another aspect I haven't touched on, but there is what's called MEV or MRV, which is minimum effective volume, to actually create an adaptation to get better when you're training. And the MRV is the opposite. It's the maximum recoverable volume, which is basically when you're doing too much volume and you cannot recover for the same next session to actually get a better result and so on. So that's something I need to be careful with, because I'm doing so much volume at the moment that if I go too hard on one set, I may just overshoot my MRV. Well, that's why at the moment I don't really need to go really hard or really close to failure on set when I'm training in the gym, because I'm doing so much volume. I will hit every fiber throughout the week. No, that's not even a question. But yeah, I need to be very careful with that because recovery is really the king here. And oh, 5 wood, I forgot. I just watched I was watching the TGL just before I came here. Well, it was very interesting, but that's kind of reminded, that's the thing. When I enjoy something, I was just chilling, and now it's a nice time to go and golf, and that's why I say almost probably during those 2 month period, I should not really allow myself almost to watch TV, to watch anything that can make me feel that I'm missing out on something that could be more interesting than just coming here and eating balls. That's kind of even though that was interesting, it didn't make me want to leave and come here. And that's really the idea, is to make things simpler for myself to just get it done. Well, and the more distraction, the more things that might just distract me off track. Because if the most interesting thing I can do at the moment is coming here and swing, well, that doesn't ask me any effort. And so that's why removing distraction and so on, that's the same with dieting actually. Because if you are eating tasty food, when you are eating healthy food that doesn't taste as good, then you kind of, I don't really want to eat that. But if you don't really have a choice, if either you're starving or you are eating those high quality foods that are not necessarily as tasty, well, you are going to eat them. Because and suddenly what will happen, because you will get less and less dependent on those tasty food, then it will become easier, and you are going to develop a taste, or you are going to like more and more the food that you thought before wasn't that tasty. Honestly, I don't know where I'm going with that. I'm just talking here. I believe the fatigue starts ramping up progressively here. Very soon we are going to start. Again, I forgot my water, and the first day I believe I didn't drink that much, and with too much deficit, I was really in pain. So that's something I really hope to never forget again until the end of these 2 months of dieting, because the consequences are going to be really, really bad. I just want to, because I'm trying to apply what I'm going to do just after with the driver, but let's try to rotate the hips a little more here. Yeah, I didn't feel that right, but a little more power here. Interesting. Anyway, so let's move on to the driver, and actually what we are going to do today. We are going to continue work on the backswing here. I believe now it's kind of obvious what I need to do for the takeaway, P1, so actually I reviewed the video that you may have saw about the P system. I done you may have saw last week, but I've done it just today, and so I just so we can talk about P system right now. So P1, which is a setup, I believe where are you? It's okay. Then we have P2, the takeaway. I believe now it's kind of clear. What? Here we go. It's kind of clear what we have to do. P2 and P3, halfway point, same. So let's recap. You use your shoulder to kind of set the club here. Keeping also, I see that my hand tend to get a little too much outside compared to roll, so keep it really inside. Then really that's about activating the obelisk to continue the rotation, but also bending the spine kind of to the right, which to create a stretch here and bend it here. So that kind of the end of the backswing. And so then let's put the camera on as I'm talking. Then I was thinking that actually where is my iPhone? Here. So I did some stuff where I was kind of just continuously rotating and get on the left side before I start. So first I think two things. I rotate my shoulder more than Rory McIlroy, which is he's rotating his shoulder already a lot, so I don't need to go more than that. And second of all, I believe that this idea of me continuously rotating was actually opening my chest, my left side compared to his. It almost seems that he doesn't rotate. And so that was the kind of few things that went through my mind. And I realized that we have P2 and P3 that are okay, but now we need to get down the top of the backswing, and I may have found something. We need to really check that in detail. First, also there is something I believe that is the camera view that we are looking at, the 2014 Valhalla, where he's in orange. The camera is kind of more aligned with his feet rather than. So I believe there was too much outside, let's say, with the camera. Okay. And maybe also might be too high. But let's just hit one swing and we'll see. And also let's directly take the computer so we have something to compare ourselves with. And also for the face-on view, actually I found another swing, and maybe I will pull it right now, but you will see it because this is the one that I'm going to use from now on for the swing comparison that I'm making. And so you will see, because I realized that the kind of what happened, I'm not sure, but analyzing his swing from 2013 to all the way 2015, 16, I realized that it's kind of his swing was kind of loose in 2013, tightened up a little bit in 2014, which was where he was at his prime, and probably that was kind of the right balance of being both loose, smooth, relaxed, and tight enough to stabilize the motion. And then what happened, and I believe that's maybe why he kind of went on a period where he was not struggling, but because I mean that's Rory McIlroy, but he was kind of performing less well, let's say. And I believe this is because he reached a point where he started tightening his swing so much. I know that during this period he went more and more to the gym, so I don't know if that's a byproduct of getting stronger. His swing started tightening up a lot more as he was doing, and so he lost kind of the flexibility, free-flowing motion that he had earlier in his career. And that's maybe why. Then he went on to, so that's why comparing, I want to stay on this side of, okay, staying relatively loose and letting the gym tighten up everything, but me, in terms of focus, staying loose. So let's switch to driver. And so let's go to swing, and then I'm going to explain what I'm looking for here. let's take a look at the camera if it's well aligned or not. Okay, a little too much to the left here. Here we go. Should be better. So basically, yes. What I was doing is once I reached this point here, I was trying to turn and shift, and then remember kind of moving that way, mostly to the right to generate that acceleration. But what I see is Rory, okay, he's doing this bump with both heel forward, but just after it, he starts rotating a lot as well. He kind of have a rotating motion with his knee. And also I realized that, wait a minute, I maybe I just need to, I don't know exactly how I come up with that, but I kind of put the two together and realized, you know what, maybe the bump forward of the heel is just a byproduct of the transition, of the movement that he's doing in the transition. Just that at the beginning of the downswing, since you're pulling a little bit on the club, this creates, you're kind of unweighing yourself from the ground. And so as byproduct, maybe the force in the ground that move both heel forward is kind of what happened during his transition. And so maybe this motion is something that I need to do during the transition to kind of activate the obliques. And by activating the obliques, actually, if at that point I'm doing that during the transition by activating the oblique, what happens is I'm going to create a counter force to the club head that is actually going back by activating the oblique. So I'm going to create a lot of resistance here. And also, instead of rotating to continue and shift my way to the right, by trying to kind of bump both heel forward and kind of not only starting the hips rotation, but setting the hips in the right position to then rotate aggressively, I can actually shift my weight to the left instead of shifting my weight to the left like that. I can shift my weight to the left like that. And what I find is when I do that, my hips doesn't turn that much. So the idea is the movement where I do that at the beginning of the downswing, let's just make that my transition. And then once I'm here, actually doing the downswing kind of like Rory by rotating, which was actually, I was kind of struggling last session. I was throwing everything here, and then I didn't have time to rotate. But if I do it earlier in the transition, then I can rotate and be more aggressive. I mean, that's kind of the thing I have in mind here. But yeah, really, here the idea is to master the top of the, validate, of course, the first few parts of the swing, but we are really trying to master the last part here. But you know what? It doesn't seem that bad. Okay, here a little too much outside. That's okay. That's not that big of a deal. But the hips did not move, so that's great. Club set right here. Kind of still high. Oh, also, yes, I forgot something. And I can apply it just after. Honestly, that's not that bad. That's not that bad. That's still a little too much. It's not that bad. Yes, because I believe at the halfway point, my hands are kind of a little high here. So maybe what I was thinking is to set the club faster. First of all, at the takeaway, I kind of try to feel that my left arm stay here while this is my right arm that is actually the right shoulder that is pulling to set the club. But maybe once I'm here, I can try to pull down that left arm, and maybe that's going to drop a little bit the position of my hand compared to my chest. It's not going to be here, it's going to be just right here, maybe. That's something I need to test here. That's this one is very subtle thing. Yeah, I mean that's kind of a detail that's so subtle that can be actually something that really work on it himself. So that just means that the overall motion is good. So let's focus on the transition. This is the most important part here. So here, inside, set, and then you right here like this. Okay, let's go. That's slow. Yeah, I felt it coming extremely from the inside. What I was thinking is, as I told you in the past, I used to have to struggle to set the club, to get the club slightly across the line. But it seems that now, with all the things that I'm doing, I'm kind of setting it the right way. So actually, I didn't really think about keeping it vertical. In fact, I just throw my arm forward and try to keep. Yeah, but I'm not rotating really here. And it seems that's already kind of difficult to see what I'm doing right or wrong from down the line. So we might switch very shortly to face on view, I believe. Yeah, I'm kind of. Should be a. Yeah. Just let's look at the top. Just a minute. Yeah, my eggs are not there, but that's kind of way much better here. I'm really struggling to accelerate. Like, there is something that my brain say, I don't understand what's going on. Please fuck off. What the fuck is happening? What the fuck is happening? Let's not just rotate after that. Okay. And what if? What if I do 2 times the same motion? Here with the heel, and then I do it again when the club starts getting down. Just doing the same motion twice. I know that's something really, really weird to think about, but let's try. Interesting. That was actually interesting. It's kind of first I resist and then I act. Almost. So that's yes, same motion but two. Okay, start accelerating a little bit now. And the hips start turning a little less. Okay. Yeah, that's so difficult. Now the difference are so subtle that I probably at home I will see the difference, and so I will be able to kind of check that. Of course, the club is a little too outside. The club set actually a little too high, so that's kind of the detail. But the motion is kind of right at the right point. The hips kind of turn okay. Then let's see at the when he start going down. The main difference when he start going down is kind of the right shoulder. His arms are much lower than the right shoulder, and also the right shoulder is kind of very high. So it's kind of the engagement of the hips is kind of the same. But my upper body is kind of activating way too much here. So let's try to rotate without activating the upper body. And probably that's probably why I'm missing right. Actually, I'm just thinking, just I engage my upper body too much. Yeah, that's kind of it. It's probably keeping my upper body shut throughout the downswing. That's kind of an easy. If that's only that, I mean, not that bad. It takes a lot of time to react. Uh, yeah, yes, I probably just. Okay, I stayed back, but then I need to explode up to keep the hand forward here. Yeah, I don't believe that's that, but anyway, I start running out of ideas from down the line. That's clearly an improvement. Yeah, clearly an improvement here. So that was that. It's kind of okay. So the movement that I initiate my downswing with, actually just keep it, but start doing it like in two phases. You have the first phase way where during the transition you kind of resist, start programming your brain to explode with that motion, start resisting, try to feel that you are bumping both heel forward, try to put the arm first a lot forward, so that's more resistance. And then once you're set, you do that same motion, but boom, as an explosion. It's almost like you're trying to resist. You pose the arrow and you let go, kind of. Yeah, maybe that's kind of that. You need to think a bit more like that. Is the club, the momentum of the club is going to kind of set the resistance. And you use that resistance to then explode. Yeah, there's something here. Probably. Anyway, moving on to face on. We have a few things that, as usual, we need to do to switch the camera, change the power here, bring it there. Up. Come here, baby. Come here. So we have mainly. So that's what I was talking to you about. Can you see? Yes, you see. So let's just have this. So because I'm going to switch anyway. No, this is not this one. No, this is not this one. Yeah. Yes, you can see it. No, that's not this one either. This is the face on wood. This is this one. Let's go. Let's put on full screen. Here we go. You can see here. So that's kind of what we are trying to achieve here. Put power on. We put back the power of the computer as well, otherwise we will not finish the day. Nope. And we can start working. You know what, let's take a little break. There we go, let's get back to it. So, what I want to see is kind of, okay, halfway point here. Make sure, first of all, I'm there on the halfway point. I'm pretty. I think I'm okay, but it doesn't hurt to actually check. Kind of cold today. Maybe this is a lack of food that start affecting my temperature. Okay, the bump to the left side is not nearly close enough. And second of all, my camera, I believe, is kind of not really flat here. Okay, that restricts my hips. That's great, but they kind of get a little stuck here. So, let's at least look at the halfway point. Take away, kind of okay. Then he said his club, I'm not, so that kind of annoying. This that I'm going to work over time. Yeah. Yeah, that's also that. Okay, I should do that, but also bump my ears forward and create that axis tilt that we've talked about last time. I believe I felt it that both heel move a little more forward that way. Okay, I want to try something else. Something I felt yesterday is, okay, I'm here. Then I kind of, this is the idea of transferring the momentum. So the club have kind of some momentum here, but you can transfer that momentum by, because as I'm activating my obliques, I can actually transfer even more momentum by turning my hips. So I know that's kind of confusing because I didn't want to turn my hips, but it seems that on this view, it's turning his hips so much, where mine, yeah, stays still, but that kind of, why it starts getting confusing. And his left knee kind of bent inside as well. And also there is this left arm that is straight, and I don't like that. I don't like this vibe, mine is not. What the fuck? Okay, I'm setting the club, so that's good. How does he bump his hip forward like this? How does he do that? I'm here. Maybe okay. The upper body is kind of this. What I wanted is activating the oblique to get the arm in front. Okay. But maybe I should just kind of rotate and sit on my left side as I'm doing so and try to create some axis tilt. I don't know. Yeah, because if I do that, I rotate and that open my. Maybe this is another thing I was thinking is okay, I'm set here. Maybe this is just continuing on a vertical plane here and not rotating around my spine, but rather vertically. Let's try that. I don't know. Yeah, that kind of makes sense. Okay, yeah, it seems this is that, but that's insane how vertical that is. So yeah, I stay here and letting the club set in plane. Almost kind of falling on the left side. Bending here, and then to finish. At least I get in my hand very high here. Okay. And now it kind of makes sense that his knee is that bent because see when I'm here, okay, I've created that stretch here, bent, So I cannot rotate more than that. So the only thing I can do is rotating the hips. But if the hips rotate, so this is this is a vertical rotation of the hips. That's why they seems they turn. They don't turn that much. Kind of, you're dropping your left hip lower, 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 lower. That way, you are kind of setting the right leg with the out rotating that much. So, when I'm coming here, inside, then I'm bending the torso here. And since the torso is set, the only thing I can do is with my lower body. So I'm kind of dropping, 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 and extending my arm, dropping, dropping, dropping my left hip. And I'm kind of in this position where the knee is kind of start fading inside, which actually is something that really interesting here. Really, really interesting. I mean, I'm discovering really things that I never thought in the world. But if that's actually the case, it's really interesting, to say the least. Let's see. So here we set the torso, and then kind of fuck you. My computer is going on so save mode here. And also, is that true? I'm mesmerized about all the little things that he's actually doing perfectly here. Yeah, but I'm kind of too rigid, so let's just try to. Right, I'm here, just drop like this. Yeah, but at the same time, I need to create that axis tilt, not just like this, more like this. Up in the sky! Almost touch it with the top of my driver, this one. Okay. I'm getting really, really high hands, which is good. I start getting a little too long here. That's okay, we'll dial in that after. So I have a little bit of this axis tilt, probably not enough. And also I don't, what I see here is he's kind of on the outside of his feet with his right leg. But the issue I have with that is because I've, and if that's the case, kind of fucked up, yeah. I mean, I will need to find my own way of doing things, but basically, I believe he's creating a ton of torsion in his right knee, and since that I don't have my ligament anymore, that might be an issue. But let's try to. So here and dropping, creating, and trying to stay really wide here. I'm doing so. Actually, that starts looking pretty good. But yeah, my right leg is kind of. I mean, that might not be that much of an issue. Just that doesn't look like Rory, but that's kind of okay, I believe. My hand is super high, I love it. We see a little separation between my left arm and my right arm, which is nice. And let's try then to redo this the downswing motion. Yeah. Because yeah, I cannot believe that's kind of it. Honestly, I'm setting the club here. Then I'm dropping my hips, getting my arm really, really high. Kind of good. Is my head dropping though? Slowly but surely. Still move a little, but so that's kind of where his head dropping come from. So the idea is okay. So there is two main things that I need to consider. Once I'm set here, this is dropping my left hip as low as I possibly can, and as I do so, pushing the left hip forward to create this axis tilt of my spine. And as I'm doing so, I'm extending my arm as high as I possibly, as vertically and high as I possibly can. And then when I'm here, I feel that I can create a lot of lag here. So that's good. That's a first. So let's try to actually do the lag motion for once. I'm going to have to work a little bit on that. So I'm in a position that I have no clue how to come back from. How does it start his downswing? So I'm close. That's not exactly that, but I'm close. So it seems that he's continuing to bump. Once he reaches the top, it's almost like he's continuing to bump while keeping the upper body really shy, and then rotating kind of like this. So yeah, there isn't that much movement from the upper body. Let's try to at least do that bump right and get the arm back parallel to the ground. No, that's not that. That's not that. Interesting. That's almost like he's continuing the motion until he's set on the left, and then he's kind of rotating. Not really doing much, actually. That's surprising. Oh, I realize that, of course, by rotating the left hip so low, then you kind of have to lower your right hip to get to that level before you start turning. And I believe that might be what happened here. The first move that he does is kind of lowering his right hip, and as a consequence, that push pressure and shift the kind of bump little the hips here. And then once he's really low and kind of both hips are at the same level, then he can start rotating and move up. Because you're getting the right hip to the level of the left hip, then you rotate and explode up. But so if we do all at once, here. Hey. Kind of struggling here to figure out. You know what? let's just rip things, just validate. Downswing is a completely different beast. Really, I've done some interesting thing with the backswing, so let's validate those. And try to ramp up. Let's try to progressively get used to that motion, moving up in speed. I activated the motion same as last time. Bumping both hips and going over the top with the upper body after this point. Yeah, because I need to think that what it does is very, there is a lot of motion, a lot of power going on. And me, I'm doing things kind of slow down here. So probably the downswing is completely different beast, as I said you, is something where I kind of build power, but probably as long as I'm kind of somewhat in the same position as him at the top of the swing, then my subconscious will kind of figure it out, maybe. Let's try to hit a draw here, because do the same motion, but let's try to just rotate more to bring the club more inside. Did it draw? No, it didn't. I'm also trying to rotate a little more. Maybe that's just a little more through impact with the hips extending. Yeah, doesn't work. Did one draw? This one drew. Yeah, that kind of stuff. So I believe this is it we need. I might need, you know what, to just go after it for a few balls without looking at the camera. I mean, that's a first. That might be because here we go. So speed training starts. So and just do a lot of motion with those elements that I've established. Get comfortable with it and then come back to the camera and see what's going on. Okay, 2905, 109.5. That's kind of interesting. There we go. Yeah, that's really that. I believe it's. I need to let my subconscious kind of figure it out. What? Why are you pointing that way? Let me. Yeah, I forgot to set the. Anyway, so okay, better. Let's continue. Okay, that's cool. That's much better. We are kind of cruising somewhere around 109, 110. I feel that I'm setting the club a lot more. I feel that there is so much potential here. Yeah, anyway, you don't need really to stay up here. Interesting, very interesting. That's okay if I overdraw it a little. Okay. Let's really try to feel that motion. Oh, little cat, you're back here. Oh, no. I woke you up. I woke you up. You come only when I start going after it, aren't you? Probably because I don't make enough sound otherwise. Oh, I'm coming so much from the inside. Meow. Meow. Oh. Be careful, little cat. Okay. Sounds interesting. We are getting back to 110. Okay. Let's try to do 111. 111. I still feel that I kind of have some issue here. Since I'm not looking at the camera and I still want to have some footage later, may just change the camera back to face on here. Come here, baby. Come here. Take a look at it from face on. Hop, here we go. Just making sure you are kind of centered here. Hop. And yeah, should be good. Should be good. Okay. And keep the camera from facing for now. We'll see later if I change it or not. But yeah, should do it. I believe I'm going to regret it so badly this evening because I start feeling the lack of water here. So by the end, should be pretty thirsty, really. I need to do something between because when I kind of go after it, I don't choose a bump hill and go over the top. But when I don't do it, kind of come too much from the inside. So I need to do kind of both at the same time. There we go. I really felt that I built a lot more lag here. And I'm not going crazy at it. This is what is interesting. Probably I'm only 70-80%. But that's still 110, so that's kind of good because I'm not even sure if I put more energy I'm going to be able to get more speed since I'm not used to the motion. Yeah, you see, put more energy, but I got pretty much the same result since when I'm out of sync. I do bad shit. Let's try it. Yoo-hoo. I start feeling the fact that I didn't really hit that bread earlier and that I don't have the water. Start getting pretty tough. Especially when you're trying to. Okay, let's look at let's take a look at the swing. Okay. I'm not real difference here. And I'm not kind of dropping to get the ground here. How can I do that? Kind of dropping before bam, exploding up. So kind of doing this. That maybe was the bump. The issue is maybe yeah, my arm was kind of dropping inside when I do that. So I might need to be kind of going over the top as I'm dropping. Let's try to just bend that right leg to drop. Just really activate the hamstring to kind of bam, getting down with a big muscle. Okay, there was something. Can you see that? Actually, yes, this is the right leg that is completely bending, which initiates everything. I bent the knee, but I didn't bend like the ankle. If I do both, maybe I will be a lot closer to that. So I'm here and kind of bending really the leg, both the ankle and the knee and the hip before going down. There is something here. The question is, why does it look a little different? Because he's not only bending the leg, he starts driving the right knee forward as he do it. Interesting. So here, inside, bend here, forward, and create axis tilt, and then kind of bending the leg. Yeah, oh, okay. maybe I just overcomplicate things by because when you're creating torque, you're kind of activating the hamstring here, which is going to bend. So if I'm at the top here and I start activating the hamstring really hard, this is going to bend and move forward like this, which means at the top is pretty much trying to rotate that right hip as hard as possible, which makes sense given how hard it is rotating. But so oh, was I expecting that much speed? Clearly, I'm not. I'm putting very little effort, but because I'm using big muscle here, interesting. I mean, that's kind of the theme of this session. Interesting. Interesting. Ah, fuck it. Touch the ground here. Touch the ground. Fuck you. To maintain the lag longer. Yeah, I'm kind of stiff here. Maybe that kind of that. Now I'm thinking about it. Maybe, just maybe. You know, when you want to get faster, a very good way is to kind of step back before you go. So, what if just before he starts his downswing and re-rotate, he's doing this kind of, at the end of the backswing, kind of a little boom, right, where he rotates his lip slightly forward just at the end of the backswing to boom, to then explode forward. Let's see. There is a little something here. Okay, let's try to do more torque from it. But I like the fact that and despite all the fatigue of the gym and so on, I'm very close to 110. That's actually really funny how consistent I am with the speed. Oh, and maybe this is the twill bump that he's doing by let's try to exaggerate that and using the heel bump to create that step back. I thought to stay a lot lower here because I really maybe I'm just swinging off. Oh shit, I forgot to power off on my computer. Let's take, I believe that's time That's time because here everything is good. Relatively, I believe that kind of okay. And here it is. Why? You see my right elbow here? If I take a look at row string, yeah, even at the halfway point, first of all, it seems that his arms are much lower. I thought that was my right shoulder that was too high. But you see that his arms are much lower. Much lower. This is what I think it is. Maybe once he's here, kind of down cocking here. And rotates at the same time. Oh yeah, because of course if my arms are high, of course we are going to see the elbow. But if kind of the lower my left arm, the higher my right elbow, of course. Maybe that's the issue. Is that my let's try to keep that left arm really low as long as possible. Let's try that. That feels really weird. Of course, it's going to feel weird because I'm going to maintain more lag probably. Let's try to build the lag as I'm kind of rotating the hips. There is something. Or is that just that? Just need to exaggerate the motion. Oh, fuck you. Fatigue, 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 fatigue. Fatigue. Lack of water. What I try here is to try to rotate the hips aggressively, keep the upper body short, but if you just keep the upper body short, then the arm is going to drop inside. So keep the upper body short and trying to push the arm forward as much as possible as I'm rotating my hips as hard as possible. And that kind of look good, I believe, maybe. Kind of. That's a little better, but really I'm fighting against so many old patterns here. Even though I have very high ability to change my technique, I still have old pattern. Yeah, oh, that's one I know it's not good. I guess this is that. Just I need to go after it a lot harder. I'm going to have to focus exclusively on that. Otherwise, I'm kind of fucked here. Yeah, my arm are dropping inside, which prevent me from going hard. A little better. That's kind of the name, the key of the game here. Rotate my body as aggressively as I possibly can, keep my upper body as short as I possibly can, and keep my arm as much in front of me as I possibly can. That's pretty much it, actually. And if I can do all of that, great. Then it seems that this creates somewhat of a good swing. Okay, this one wasn't that bad. I kind of felt that I put pretty much everything at the same time in place. But yeah, that's kind of 2 consecutive 109, 6.7. Okay, that's interesting. So we are at 83 drive. Yeah, I'm suppose over the last few weeks, the next few weeks, going up to 200. Yeah, that ain't gonna happen if I take a look at everything and think about everything at once. Clearly not. I mean, that's for speed training anyway. So we are getting closer to the actual end point here of the Rory string. Then that's going to be about ramping things up. But what I would like, because it is hitting the ball so far, is to get at least with the technique, because if I don't really have the physical strength to at least swing smoothly at 110 and being able to hammer some at 115, then okay, that I need to get stronger and so on, and get more comfortable with the technique. But I believe if I can find the right patterns, the right sequence and so on, I should be able to get close to 115. What I find is once I'm rotating and doing that, then I try to really overly extend and accelerate through. That's probably the last thing. That was a good one, this one. I don't know. The last few one was kind of nice. Since I'm usually taking the last swing or the 2 or 3 last swing as the reference for the comparison, let's try to make one good swing with everything in place. Yeah, still my upper body, that's pretty insane. Yeah, I need to, because here I rotate with the right leg, but I also need to rotate with the left leg to avoid getting stuck. Mm. let's try to bump those hips, hyperextend the hips at impact, create massive power here. And I started kind of feeling some interesting stuff in my wrist as well, running packs, where I kind of almost feel that the lag is maintained a lot more. You know what? Let's make that the last recorded. Swing. Yeah, that's something I'm wondering. Yeah, he has kind of almost a 90-degree shoulder rotation as he's doing his downswing. Kind of weird, actually. I don't know. I guess we made some good progress here with the top. Let's recap. First, you pull left shoulder inside with the shoulder to set the club inside here. Then create big stretch of the right lat, and you compress the kind of the left side here. Then the left hip go down, 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 as the right hip move kind of forward to create that little axis tilt. So you have the left hip moving down and the right hip moving forward here, which allows for creating that axis tilt. As you are doing so, you're kind of extending as much as possible the arm here. And what's here is about rotating aggressively, you rotate aggressively with the lower body. You kind of, and to keep the shoulder shut, I kind of feel that I'm throwing the arm across my body like this. That way I can push against the shaft to keep my shoulder shut. But I believe that's not enough. I almost need to kind of fire the obliques that way to create the side bend, that rotation. That's weird. That's really weird. On the backswing, I feel that I use those obliques to rotate here. It kind of feel. I'm not even sure. Is there some obliques here on this side that allow you to rotate that way? I don't know. That's weird. And if they are, that would make sense. It means that here on the backswing, you are contracting those ones to rotate, to bend that way. But then you need to relax those ones and kind of contracting those ones. And maybe that's those ones that are taking over to keep the shoulder shut. And that way you can rotate, maybe. I don't know. Honestly, I don't know. I need to look at it. look at the anatomy behind all of that. I don't know. So thank you for watching, and I see you tomorrow.